back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be reorganizing my bookshelf, and you guys are coming along for the journey of it. And also, I'm going to give you guys a new book haul, which we're going to start out with that. So basically, recently I had gift cards and stuff, so I bought a bunch of books, as one does. So starting out with a book that I've actually already read, which is Rival Darling by Alexandria Moody. I read this on Kindle Unlimited, so it's still on Kindle Unlimited. I bought it physically because her new book, Grumpy Darling, is coming out in June, and I'd like to own more physical romance books, so I have that. Speaking of physical romance books, I bought the Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy. I bought it, and I actually, love these covers, and this is by Jenny Han, by the way. If you do not know. And this is also, I think, a TV show, but I've heard that the books are cleaner than the actual TV show is. So, yeah, because these are YA. The books are YA. The TV show, I don't feel like is I don't know. I've never actually watched it. I just read reviews and did research. So, got those. And then I also got... Sorry, I'm moving some other books out of the way. The two other books in the To All the Boys series. What in the world? There's a sticker on the back of this that tore, so it's sticking to things. Okay, got it off. Anyways, so I have these. You're probably wondering, where's the first one? I bought the first one at a used bookstore a while back, and I really loved it, and I wanted to get the other two, but I didn't get them when I got this one. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like it, so I'm just going to buy the first one. I ended up liking it, so I finally bought the second one and the third one. So we have those. And then I got How the King of Elfheim, however you pronounce that, Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. This is another, I think this is Carden's book. From the Cruel Prince trilogy. In a very recent video, I finished the Cruel Prince trilogy, and I wanted to get this. And this book, it's not the hardcover, but it's almost like the hardcover. It's the paperback, but it is so gorgeous, and it's basically like a book of short stories about Carden from his childhood into his reign. And I think that's so cool, and I cannot wait to read this. And then this is an order from Amazon. Not Amazon. Those were Amazon books. This was Target, because I had a Target gift card. So I got The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. Now, I have read a Lynn Painter book before. It was actually my very first video on this channel, which was Better Than the Movies, and I loved it, and it was so good. So I decided to get another one. This one is different, though. I think this one's about a girl who keeps reliving the same day over and over again. Example, Do-Over as a title. So I'm very excited to read that. And then I caved. And the reason why I caved was to buy this book is because I was waiting for it to be in paperback, and I got impatient, and I really wanted to read it because so many people have been reading it, and I want to, I've been wanting to read this anyways. So I got Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. This is the newest prequel that is about Hamish Games, and the reason why I wanted to wait for it to be on paperback is because all my other Hunger Games books are all in paperback. I have all of them now. I have this one, so it's just like a singular hardcover, but I digress. I was too impatient. I couldn't wait. So those are all of the books that I've got. It's actually a decent amount, I'm not gonna lie. Actually a pretty decent amount. Wait, where's my... Oh, this one. So we're going to put these back on the shelf. These ones, because they were already on here. Probably about there. So now on to the part that's going to take this video the absolute longest. And that is me taking all my books off of my bookshelf. Because it's a pretty full bookshelf. I also have a stack of books right here behind me as well. I'm going to try and fit on my shelf. And I also want to fit all my Christian stuff on my shelf, because I don't have that on there, and I want to be able to put it on my shelf, because my shelf is kind of full. It's not full. I feel I could definitely fit majority of these books on here if I really tried. I just haven't really tried because I've been waiting for my new books to come in so I could try and fit these on there. So the plan is to separate the books by genre, by immediate genre. Now, obviously, a lot of books fall under multiple genres, but like by their first genre. But for fantasy books, I'm going to split them into high and low fantasy. So, for an example, Harry Potter is a low fantasy, and then like the Shadow and Bone trilogy is a high fantasy. So those will go on like separate shelves, even though they're right next to each other right now. That's just because I put them there. So yeah, let's. I'm not gonna film me getting all these books off of here because that's gonna be weird. So I'll be back in a second. And I'm back. So yeah, you can see some of the stacks right in front of you. So my whole bookshelf is empty now. I did keep my 39 Clues books over here in a stack because that's like 11 books and that'll take up a lot of space, so those are just gonna stay there. If you want to see the pile I'm sitting under, it is literally this right now. So yeah, it's awesome. And so now I need to just separate into genre, which shouldn't be difficult because I've read majority of these, or I know what genre majority of them are. So you'll be able to see that. I'm not going to skip that because that's kind of an interesting thing to do. So we're going to start with this pile that's right here. We have Tale of Two Cities, that's classic. The Babysitter's Club, I only have 3 physical copies of that. These are mysteries. I feel like some of these landed around mysteries, but maybe these are just fiction. To be completely honest, I feel like this one feels kind of mystery-y, but I feel like they're just fiction. So we'll put those in the fiction section because I'm going to have a handful of books that just fall under that category. And then we have the Elizabeth Gale, which these are all mysteries, so mystery. This is a based on true story historical fiction, Island Blue Dolphin, so that'll go there. We have The Giver and Gathering Blue. I would say these are high. This one always feels more sci-fi to me, and this one feels fantasy to me. But I think they're a mix of the two. So we're going to just put them, and again, I can't separate author and authors. This is also a series, technically. Can't separate series or authors, so this will just go with high fantasy, as that just fits for me. Jesus Freak, DC Talks, and The Voice of the Martyrs. It's actually a really cool book. This is Christian. And then we have our first sci-fi book of the day, probably one of the few sci-fi books we're actually going to have, is a Dark Disciple, the Star Wars book. So that'll go here. And then we have, oh, there's still more here. Where the Red Fern Grows, Secret Garden, these are both classics. Maddie and the Secret Tunnel, this is mystery. Yeah, I'd say mystery. Pride and Prejudice, Phantom of the Opera, both classics. Okay, then we go here, we have Tales from Shakespeare, classic. We have Better Than the Movies, which is romance. I don't think I have a romance pile yet, so we'll just start you right here. To All the Boys I've Loved Before, romance. And then we have our another sci-fi, the Mortality Doctrine trilogy. I consider sci-fi. I'm not getting into the pile of the new books, so we have The Summer I Turned Pretty, which is also romance, so let's go. I may actually have a bigger romance pile than normal. Rival Darling, romance. Sunrise on the Reaping, dystopian. So we'll make a dystopian pile somewhere. Here, you can go there. Do-Over, romance. How the King of Elfheim, so that's high fantasy, so that'll go here with The Giver and stuff. And then we have, obviously, the rest of the To All the Boys, so those are romance. Alright, now we have a pile over here, so we'll get to this one. So this is all dystopian. So where's my, we'll just put dystopian on an already dystopian pile. That works. We have The Maze Runner, which is also dystopian. So you go there. And then we have Narnia, which that's the thing about Narnia. I do not know if it's high fantasy or low fantasy, because each book kind of feels different. So we'll put this in high fantasy, because they do spend majority of the time of the book in a different world, so we'll just put that there. We have Shadow and Bone and Six Crows, which I'm pretty sure are high fantasy, so those go over here. We're going to switch these little books to not be in the middle there. That's not going to end well. It's just going to topple. We'll just put those... Struggling. I wish I had more hands. I'll fix that later. We'll just put them adjacent to it. And then we have my Once Upon a Dream and As Old as Time, my Twisted Tales of Disney classics. These are definitely high fantasy because they're taken from Disney classics. Patricia St. John, Where the River Goes, this is Christian, so I'll go over there. End of Green Gables, classic. If You Had Been With Me, a romance. The Seventh Tower, this is high fantasy. And then we have my Harry Potter box set, this is low fantasy, so this will just stay here. We have Paper Towns and Fault in Our Stars. I think these are also romances. The Strange Worlds Travel Agency. I feel like these are romances plus like literary fiction, or just fiction. I wouldn't say literary fiction, just fiction, but I want to put them in romances anyways. I want to say this would be low fantasy because they travel into different worlds. It's almost like a Feel of Narnia, but they're in the real world. And this magic stuff kind of happens in this. I need a low fantasy pile as well. So we'll put this, well, we already have low fantasy. I'll put that in low fantasy. We have Glitter, which this one I would say is just a fiction. I don't really know what else it would be considered. Goodnight, Mr. Tom, this is a classic. In my mind, I don't actually know if it's considered a classic, but it's old enough to be one, so. A British Girl's Guide to Hurricanes and Heartbreak, that's a romance. The Famous Five, these are mysteries, so those will go here. Circus of Adventure, also a mystery. Sisters War, historical fiction. Esperanza's Rising, historical fiction. And then we have Gulliver's Travels, which is a classic. Actually, I feel like I should consider Goodnight, Mr. Tom more historical fiction than classic. We're gonna put that in historical fiction. And then the rest of my Patricia St. John books, those are all Christian. Whew, we're getting there, people. Okay, now we have Renegades, which I feel like falls into the sci-fi category more than dystopian, so the sci-fi. We also have another sci-fi, the Red Rising trilogy. And then, well, we're getting into an interesting territory here. We have the Caraval trilogy, which is high fantasy, so I'll go there. And then we have where's the animation? These three books that I'm holding right here are actually on my TBR right now, so I'm only putting them on the shelf to make sure they have room, and then I'll take them back off and put them on my side table because that's where my TBR stack is. So we have the Kill Order, which is part of the Maze Runner. We have Encyclopedia Fairies, this is high fantasy, and then we have the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, which is also high fantasy. So, and now we have the Kane Chronicles, which this is low fantasy. The Cruel Prince trilogy, high fantasy. We're gonna have to start a new pile for that one. As you can clearly tell, I read a whole lot of high fantasy. Then we have the Powerless books. These are all high fantasy. And then we have this whole stack here is all Percy Jackson, so that's all low fantasy. So that'll go. Sorry, I'm just thinking about that. I look at my low fantasy pile and it's literally all Percy Jackson, then Harry Potter, and then one singular other book. I don't know if I should be proud or ashamed of that. I don't know. But yeah, all my Percy Jackson books fall into that category. So those all go there. I have a lot more romance than I thought I did. I mean, I did just buy a whole bunch more. That's probably why. But there are some that yeah. I'm not going to go into that in this video today. So my idea for the bookshelves part is I want to separate my high fantasy and low fantasy. I don't want them right next to each other because that's just fantasy. So I think the top shelf, what do I want to start the top shelf with? You know what, let's do dystopian on my top shelf. Let's do dystopian. I feel like I need to make you taller. Somehow. Ooh, idea. Okay. This is probably the most precarious thing I've ever done in my entire life. There we go, now you can see the top shelf. So we're gonna put all my dystopian books up there. So we start out with the Maze Runner here. The two prequels go on this side. And then those there. I like those books a lot. And then we have Hunger Games. So the two prequels go here. And then the trio can go here. And then we have Divergent. So, I kind of want to put these stacked. What in the world was that? I do not know, and I don't want to find out. So we're going to stack these ones. Allegiant is upside down. There we go. Because then we have a little bit of space for nothing, because I just realized that's all my dystopian books. I feel like I could fit. I don't think I have anything that's like just like a book. So I'm thinking now. Well, I mean, I have decorations that I want to put on to my bookshelf. So those could go there, I guess. But I want to use as much space as possible. So what can I put in that little sliver like that? And then like it can carry on to the next part. We could put sci-fi. Sci-fi and dystopian kind of go hand in hand a little bit. So let's put sci-fi there. So let's do maybe, yeah, just gotta switch these up. Red Rising here. I feel like Red Rising could fit here. All three of them. Come on, you got this. You could fit. I know you could fit. I think I did the wrong series as a big one because these books are really long, so maybe. Actually, put these down here for a second. You're getting an inside look into how my brain works right now. And maybe turn the Maze Runner upside down. Like, oh geez, like this. Put these back up like that. Then maybe have Divergent sitting up. And we are in the same problem. I can fit like one singular book in that sliver, so we're just gonna ignore that and put like some decoration there. We can put my K, the wooden K I have right there, even though the pillar blocks it, but it's fine. So we have that. Or, no, we're switching this. And put the wooden K on my books. And then put this candle right here. That works. That's fine. For now. I'll probably change that later. So yeah, I think I'll go to... I'll probably go to dystopian, then I want to say high fantasy, but high fantasy is going to take up like... Well, will it? Let's go high fantasy. And then we'll go dystopian, whatever. And like low fantasy maybe. Okay, let's see if this works. We have my Stephanie Garber books, so those will go together. And then let's do my Holly Black books or Powerless books. Which ones do I want to do next? Oh yeah, I just shrunk. And I'm putting them on the wrong shelf. This is the shelf that I want to put them on. Whoops. See, because I can put my small books here. Now I need to fix the small books. Because they can fit right here. But that's the wrong way. Why? Why? And we're back. Had a little bit of a thing to do. So, I'm back on here. So I did a little something before I could start filming again. So I turned my Powerless books on their side. And I need to put these ones up here. But we have like all of these left. All of these. So, we're fixing this tiny stack of books due to the fact that in order, yes. Okay. I feel like I could probably have these ones stacked off to the side here have like a double stack. I feel like that looks weird, but if I have them up like this, they're gonna like fall off my bookshelf. I mean, I could put them on top. Whoa, sorry. Yep, I just lost Gathering Blue. I just lost Gathering Blue. What's in the world? There we go. Just put them up here on top of the stack. And then, or put them in this small little crevice. Okay, I think only these can fit in there. Yes, and then put, if this will work. No, not. Now, I obviously know that all of these are not all gonna fit on one shelf. I know that. So weird that I'm tempted to just slip these right here in this little gap because I know they fit. Even though it's not technically where they're supposed to go, but I'm gonna put them there because... Actually, no, they can go there because that would be going down this way. Never mind, that works. We're good. So now we have our Cruel Prince trilogy plus How the King of Elfhame, however you're supposed to pronounce that, Learn to Hate Stories. I'm tempted to put this one up here as a stack, right here above. I like that. That goes great. Now, on to more confusing. Here's the thing, I'm perfectly okay with stacking my book. As many books as I can fit on my bookshelf is great. So I gotta kneel down a little bit because we have these and and the whole Grishaverse, basically. Not the whole Grishaverse, I know there are other books in it, but I have the main books of the Grishaverse. And then we also have this book, which this book I feel like I don't have to put on here right now because it is a TBR book right now. But we're going to anyways. I digress. I didn't realize how many books I have. This is awesome. So let's see here. I do think I could like move, like have it keep like kind of flowing like what I've done. Like it'll flow into the next shelf because I have an overflow of books. They can't all fit on one shelf. So I think I'll put the Encyclopedia Fairies right on top of here because I think that looks cool together. And then if I wanted to, I could put on top of my Stephanie Garber books, put these ones. The Fall, and then my Twisted Time, like my Twisted Tales can go up there. And I think I'm going to have to do my Shadow and Bone series off to the side here on this shelf because they won't fit on this one. But so far we're doing pretty good. So I just got to tip you up and then put you here. And then this shelf can be romance. Yeah, we're going to do romance. So I think I can actually lower you guys and I don't have to be up there. What? Let's go. Okay. So I think I'm going to do romance because I don't have that many romances where it'll be a problem. Because in everything else, I have a decent amount. And I'm okay with putting like these smaller stacks in this stack over here. That's perfectly fine for me. I don't need to have those exactly on my shelf, but there are some books that I want to have on my shelf exactly. So yeah. So we'll start with the Lynn Painter books because I love these books. Are so cute. I love them. So those will go like a very big jump here from Crooked Kingdom to Better Than the Movies. I love that. And then I need the first one of these. Where did the first one of this go? Oh, here it is. To All the Boys I Loved Before. We'll put you guys here next to it. And then we'll put Sunrise So Pretty because, again, I do not like separating series. Or authors, I shouldn't say series. They're not the same series. And then we'll put Rival Darling here. And then in the stack, we'll put these books. Because I'm going to be completely honest, these are not my favorite books that I own, and that stack looks weird. So if I put them up like this, there will be a little bit of space here. See, this is the problem with these three. They are not my favorite books, and I would just prefer to chuck them over here to this stack because I don't really want them on my bookshelf, just because I would rather have books that I actually liked and really enjoyed on my bookshelf. So yeah, I think I know this is probably going to bother some people, but I'm going to take these and put them over here. I'm sorry if I put one of your favorite books over here. I'm so sorry. Just apologizing right away. Because, like, these two are, I mean, it's technically in the series, but we can put them stacked up like this. And then we can put, I'm tempted to put my historical fiction there, or do I want to start my low fantasy pile? I think we'll start low fantasy, due to the fact that I could put, Harry Potter's gonna make, oh shoot, I just realized I'm gonna do a lot of stacking because Harry Potter is in a box set, so that's gonna go like down here, like right here, and I'll have to stack some books on top of it because I have a lot of Percy Jackson books. So I'll slip Strange Worlds Travel Agency right here, and then is there any other, ooh, I don't think the Kane Chronicles could fit there because there's two like paper hardbacks, but I do have a series that could fit there. Not any of these, not this one because that's 5 books, but I could put my 2 hardcover Percy Jacksons, like the new ones, here, and I think those will fit for now. And then we'll just go into Percy Jackson. So we'll do the first 5 here, and then that already limited so much space. We'll do, I think I could I fit Magnus Chase up here? No, shoot, why are these books so thick? Ah! This is bothering me now. I don't even think I could fit even, like I could probably just fit the 2 of those up there, not all 3. Which is a problem, because I need to fit all 3 up here. Because I typically have well, I guess I could put Kane Chronicles here and stack Magnus Chase on top of that. I'm trying to be able to fit everything on here, people. Okay, that's good. And then we have these 5. Could they fit right here? Maybe, kind of. Yes, please. I mean, I could put like, how many, oh my word, how many can actually just fit normally? And then I could put the 5th one up there. That looks silly. Why? Why is this so hard? I think if I just kind of bring it out just a little bit, I think they could all fit like this. Oh man. See, that one's sticking out weird. You're getting my inner thoughts right now. I've never, see that's the thing, my Percy Jackson books have always had their own shelf because there's so many of them. So I've never actually had to fit them on a shelf with something else. So, I mean, I could just put it here on top of these ones. Does that look weird? Or, you can tell I'm a huge fan of the stacking method. If you haven't already noticed, I love stacking things. And then that gives me space to put some, oh my word, that's dusty. Should have dusted this before I did this. So that gives me room for like a decoration or something. Actually, that would give me room to put these here, because technically these kind of go more together, and then just slide that one in. Yeah, there we go. I like that better. We start our low fantasy with, I was about to say, yeah, I like this a lot better. That works. Okay, and now we're going to move on to dystopian. No, not dystopian. Sci-fi. Dystopian's up there. Sci-fi. It's such a weird thing to say. I do want my Christian books to have a place. Like my non-fiction Christian books. I think, but I want the ones that like I haven't done already. Like I've done these ones already. So I'm tempted to just put, I'm gonna take this sleeve off if I can. I know I can. I'm sure I can. Yes, I can. Come on. Ignore the struggle. There we go. And maybe slide these here. Yeah, I could fit my Bible there too. Not this. Those can go somewhere else, but I can fit right on top of Harry Potter. That works. Not that Bible. These ones can go there though. All my nonfiction like stuff, and then these can go somewhere else. I'll figure out a place to put those because those I've already done. So there we go. So so they have a spot on my actual shelf. So now we'll move on to, oh my word, I am on my final shelf. Uh-oh. And I still have a whole bunch of books over here that need to go on a shelf. Well, they don't. They can come here and stack here. So this stack's gonna end up being a bit taller. Okay, so I have Red Rising, Renegades. We actually only have like 3 series and then the one standalone book here. So again, stacking method, because stacking works. We'll put Red Rising here, then we'll put Renegades on top, because I feel like they kind of fit aesthetically together. And then we'll put my hardcover, like this isn't the same series, this is a series and then this is a standalone. Oh, but I just separated my James Dashners, I just realized. Okay, it's fine, you're fine. It's fine. It's a different... I just realized that. Because normally I don't ever separate them due to the fact that they're written by the same author. It's fine. You're fine. And then I think I have enough space for, I want to say, my historical fictions maybe? Because I have one I'm reading currently, which is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. So I want to be able to have a place to put that back on my shelf. Now, it's apparently going to be going on the bottom of my shelf. Yeah. That's just how it worked. I think I could also fit, I don't know if I want to put, do I want to put my classics over here? I feel like that historical fiction book's going to take up all that space, to be completely honest. Yeah, I think we'll just put, because it's like a 560 something pages, plus some in the back. So I think we'll just leave these here like this, down here, and then the rest of these books, so you can, the rest of these books will go in this stack over here. I think that's gonna be how that works. So we have all my mysteries, can go, whoop, right here, and then I can push them all together, there we go. And then all my fiction books, because I don't really know what genre these would fall under, go there and start putting my classics out. And then we have my Christian books. Christian fiction. I mean, well, actually, this isn't fiction. This is true. I could probably actually, take my Bible off. This isn't my actual Bible that I use all the time. I've had this. This is a Bible I've had since I was 8. My actual Bible I have in my bag right now because I just came back from not came back. I brought it to a church event. Yeah, there we go. That's good. And then we'll put all of my Patricia St. John, who is one of my favorite Christian authors, right over here. There we go. That is my bookshelf reorganized. It looks different. I'm so used to it looking, you know what I'm really used to? I'm really used to seeing the second shelf that's like right up there with all my high fantasy that's up there, having only Percy Jackson books on it, because that's literally what that bookshelf normally is. It's just Percy Jackson books. So it's interesting to see it all in a different look. I love all my romance books, though. I'm very proud to have that many romance books, because I typically don't. As you can clearly tell, I read a whole lot of fantasy, and sadly not a lot of other genres. I am trying to branch out, so if you guys have any recommendations in other genres outside of fantasy that you would like me to read, please comment down below and let me know. So yeah, now we have come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this experience, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.